gives me great pleasure to introduce our honorary degree recipient, Gavin Jantjes, to whom we award an honorary doctorate. Born, raised and later exiled from apartheid South Africa, Gavin Jantjes is an author, artist, educator, curator and historian. He has dedicated his life to creating spaces and art which has since become key reference points for current discussions of apartheid, cultural reciprocity and freedom of expression. After being granted political asylum in Germany in 1973, Gavin worked as a consultant and visual campaigner director for the visual campaign director for the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees from 1978 to 1982. In addition to being a founding member of the German anti-apartheid movement, Gavin would then go on to initiate the Visual Century project and publish Visual Century, South African Art in Context, 1907 to 2007, volumes 1 to 4, the first democratic record of South Africa's contemporary visual arts. In 1986, Gavin was appointed as the first black senior lecturer in fine art at Chelsea College of Arts, then under the London Institute, which went on to become University of the Arts London. He has served as a consultant for the formation of the Institute of New International Visual Arts, INNOVA, on the advisory board of the Tate Liverpool, and trustee of London's Serpentine Gallery, and as a council member of the Arts Council of Great Britain, where he structured the council's national policy on cultural diversity. Gavin's work resides in collections that include Tate Gallery, V&A, the National Museum of African Art, Smithsonian, Museum of Modern Art, the Baltimore Museum of Art, the South African National Gallery, Cape Town, the Hermitage Museum, St. Petersburg, Russia, the National Museum of World Cultures in Amsterdam, as well as private and corporate collections worldwide. Gavin is also the author of A Fruitful Incoherence and Strengths and Convictions, the Life and Times of South Africa's Nobel Peace Prize laureates. We honour Gavin Jantjes today for his passion, a passion that has turned into a lifetime of monumental achievement and impact in the arts and humanities. To quote Gavin on the root of his creation, "Art made me discover humanity, not just as a word, but as an act of being." I'm delighted to ask the Chair of the Court of Governors to confer the Honorary Doctorate of University of Arts London on Gavin Jantjes.
Well, here we go. Firstly, allow me to thank the UAL for this honorary doctorate award that I accept with hesitation, because I'm surprised by the suddenness of it all and the expectation it brings to my life's journey. I come to this lovely hall often to listen to great music, to sit here, to sit where you are all sitting now, and listen to or be seduced by the creativity of great composers, musicians, and conductors. And every time I enter this building, the sound of Abdullah Ibrahim's composition, The Wedding, rings in my ears. He wrote this for his wife, B. Benjamin, and performed it together with the saxophone player, Carlos Ward, from the very spot I am standing now. Abdullah's journey from Cape Town to this hall took 2 decades. Your journey here took 3 years, and most importantly for all of you, it will mark the start of your journey. My journey to this moment has taken a bit longer. It began in Cape Town, in the community of District 6, in the heyday of the racist apartheid regime. And the people of District 6 community showed me the power of imagination and creativity, and how creativity solves problems. How collectively we could navigate the obstacles of racial discrimination. And they taught me that creativity is an asset no institution, no government can suppress. It gave me the confidence to become a visual artist, and I thanked every single one of those members of my community that they ignited my creative spirit, a spirit that still burns today. So somewhere in this hall, you may have spotted the spirit of my grandmother, a short black lady who dressed in pink with a floral hat, with her arms crossed across the bosom and her head proudly nodding as she quietly says, "Didn't I tell you so?" She had sacrificed every penny of her life savings in order that I could be the first to go to university. Even though her contribution only covered the first term of my 6 terms of undergraduate study, she believed that it would start something good. She was one of the 3 guests allowed at my first graduation, and my parents were the other 2. They did everything, of course, to make sure that I was the first in our extended family that today totals close to 1,000 people. That's almost 3/4 of this room. That's the size of my extended family. And my graduation was for them a victory over a racist regime. As the only black student at the University of Cape Town's Fine Art and Architecture faculty cohort of 1968, it made visible what could be achieved. And for that first proud moment, I was instructed to wear academic dress. Having spent 3 years at art school dressed like a hippie, I asked one of my colleagues, "What is academic dress?" We said, "Oh, gotta wear a jacket and a tie," something like that. So I turned up for my first graduation in a cream jacket, a bright turquoise shirt with a bronze pin through, a tie, a brown tie, and blue suede shoes. And as you can see, nothing has changed. I've come dressed in the spirit of Grayson, our chancellor, who set an example of how to celebrate these occasions. My jacket was designed by Desiree Bursky. This is a lady who designs Nelson Mandela's shirts. My shirt and my trousers are designed by Oswald Boateng, my favorite designer in London. And my waistcoat and bow tie would have been designed by my wife, and my hat is designed by my grandchildren. So this creativity, I think we should all support. And we're often confronted when we're studying with this term academic freedom. And it is so much a threat, under threat today. And it never really felt like freedom for me when I was studying or even when I was teaching and lecturing. It's a term that outlined a protracted struggle for liberation, for equality, for human rights and dignity. It was a long walk, a climb, a jump through and across the institutions of art, navigating assumption, expectations, countering instruction and compliance. Along the way, I saw great, often distant horizons, perilous depths, hopeful summits. The destination of that long walk was never defined. There was no planned point of arrival, just an open road full of surprises and sunshine. My graduation was the start of a journey that has used my creativity to question the world in an open-minded exchange. To keep me traveling and moving forward these days, I kickstart my mood in my studio by playing one short piece of music sung by Miss Nina Simone. It's something of an anthem of the civil rights movement of the 1960s, 70s, and 80s in the USA. I won't attempt to sing it, of course, but I will give you the words of Billy Taylor, who wrote it, and I hope that it will also inspire you from this moment forward. I wish I knew how it would feel to be free. I wish I could break all the chains holding me, and I wish I could say, all the things I should say them loud, say them clear, for the whole round world to hear. And I wish I could share all the love that's in my heart, remove all the bars that keep us apart. And I wish you could know what it means to be me, and then you'll see and agree that everyone should be free. And I wish I could give all I'm longing to give, and I wish I could live like I'm longing to live. And I wish I could do all the things that I can do. And though I'm way overdue, I'll be starting anew. Well, I wish I could be like a bird in the sky. How sweet it would be if I found I could fly. Oh, I'd soar to the sun and look down to the sea. And I'll sing, because I know what it feels to be free. Thank you.